In the top stories, St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force participates in medical tactical combat casualty care training. CARICOM hails posthumous pardon of Marcus Garvey by Biden administration. And Trump's TikTok reversal sparks debate. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Monday, January 20th, 2025. I'm your presenter, Shanique Harvey. Nationally, the St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force collaborated with the Virgin Islands National Guard to conduct a medical tactical combat casualty care, or SMEE, at the Defense Force Base Camp Springfield from January 13th to 17th, 2025. A team of U.S. Army medical personnel conducted a subject matter expert, or SME, exchange with members of the St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force. The culminating exercise of the combat medical care was observed by Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis and Minister responsible for national security, Honorable Dr. Terence Drew. As a medical doctor by profession, Dr. Drew expressed his full appreciation for the skills demonstrated by the troops during this exercise. The St. Christopher Air and Seaports Authority, or SCASPA, has announced the acquisition of 40 new handheld radios for its security department, a significant step in enhancing operational efficiency and safety. According to SCASPA, this initiative, spearheaded by Chief Operations Officer Calvin Duggins, underscores SCASPA's commitment to equipping its teams with cutting-edge tools to ensure seamless communication across all facilities. These devices will play a pivotal role in streamlining responses, improving coordination, and maintaining the highest security standards at SCASPA's ports. This latest enhancement is part of a broader effort to strengthen SCASPA's infrastructure and support its mission of delivering world-class port services. West Indies women's captain Hayley Matthews was once again one of the main contributors as she led her team to a 9-wicket victory over Bangladesh in the opening one-day international at Warner Park last evening. Matthews' knock of 104 not out from 93 balls that included 16 fours was the second fastest by a West Indian woman. The all-rounder said she was happy that her accomplishment helped her team to victory.
Pretty cool once again. I think as a batter, I don't necessarily aim to go out there and get those accolades. I just want to be pretty free at the crease and pretty flowing. And yeah, today I found the middle of the bat quite a few times, and yeah, luckily I was able to get a milestone like that.
The second of 3 one-day internationals takes place on Tuesday at Warner Park. We move now to news on the regional scene. The Caribbean Community, or CARICOM, has praised the posthumous pardon granted to Marcus Garvey by the Biden administration. Garvey, a civil rights leader and Jamaica's national hero, is celebrated for his advocacy for people of African descent. In a statement, CARICOM called the pardon a victory for justice, correcting Garvey's controversial conviction in the U.S., which many consider unjust. The organization congratulated Garvey's family, the Jamaican government, and supporters worldwide for their continued efforts to honor his legacy. Honorable Mia Mottley, chairman of CARICOM and Prime Minister of Barbados, led the call in celebrating this significant moment for the region. Meanwhile, in Guyana, the Guyanese government has unveiled new income tax relief measures exempting 22,000 individuals from taxes and easing the tax burden on overtime and second job earnings. Announced by Dr. Ashni Singh during the 2025 budget presentation, the income tax threshold will rise from $100,000 to 130,000 Guyanese dollars, providing an additional 8.5 billion Guyanese dollars in disposable income to taxpayers. Additionally, the first 50,000 Guyanese dollars of monthly overtime and second job income will be tax-free. The government also reduced the personal income tax rate from 28% to 25% benefiting over 100,000 taxpayers and returning 3.6 billion Guyanese dollars to their pockets. These measures are part of ongoing efforts to increase disposable income and stimulate economic growth. Internationally, U.S. President Donald Trump, once a vocal opponent of TikTok, now promises to protect the app. After initially seeking a ban over national security concerns, Trump announced plans to delay the ban and negotiate a solution to keep it running, following a Supreme Court ruling requiring TikTok's sale by its Chinese parent company ByteDance. Trump's reversal highlights his evolving strategy using TikTok to connect with younger voters. With nearly 15 million followers, he credits the platform with boosting his 2024 campaign. Critics, however, question whether Trump can override the law with an executive order. In his final hours as president, Joe Biden issued pardons to Dr. Anthony Fauci, retired General Mark Milley, and members of the House committee that investigated the January 6th Capitol attack. The pardons aim to protect these individuals from potential retribution by the incoming Trump administration, which has threatened to target those involved in the investigation of his actions surrounding the 2020 election and the Capitol riot. Biden emphasized that the pardons should not be seen as admissions of guilt, but as protection for public servants facing unjust political pressures. Fauci and Milley, both controversial figures due to their roles in the pandemic and the Capitol riot, were among those pardoned. Biden also pardoned police officers and the committee staff who testified about the insurrection. The move underscores Biden's concern over the future of democracy, particularly with Trump's potential return to the office. And now for the weather. Present weather is partly cloudy skies. Winds are a fresh breeze of 21 miles per hour from the northeast. The temperature for today is 28 degrees Celsius or 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Seas are 1.8 to 2.8 meters or 6 to 9 feet. Therefore, a small craft advisory remains in effect. Weather forecast for today predicts partly sunny and breezy conditions in general. Tonight will be fair to partly cloudy and breezy conditions with a 40% or moderate chance of a brief passing shower. Sunset for today will be at 6:01 p.m. and sunrise for tomorrow will be at 6:44 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your presenter, Shanique Harvey.